Welcome to Nonprofit Nation, the series that highlights the meaningful work nonprofits are doing to strengthen our community. In each episode, we speak with leaders, volunteers, and advocates addressing real-world changes and creating impactful solutions. Join us as we explore their stories, the obstacles they face, and the measurable change they bring to people and causes they serve. All right, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Nonprofit Nation. I am your host, Amanda Pierce, and I am excited to welcome our guest today, Jackie Martin, and she is the founder and executive director for BMore Learning. Take us from conception to now.
Very good. Well, you're absolutely right that there is a pre-pandemic and post-pandemic version. We actually started this conceptually because I have a training and development company. And after years of trying to help companies find the best way to onboard young professionals and bring them up to speed, they were starting to notice some skills missing, some of the communication skills or interaction skills, different time management, or their confidence levels were shifting just a little bit. We were trying to fix it once they got into the workplace. So the whole idea started probably 6 years ago of there's got to be a better way. What's changed and how can we address it earlier so that the companies that are hiring these incredibly accomplished, super smart, and just really engaging individuals missing these skills, we were trying to figure out how can we help them earlier. So that really birthed the idea. And again, prior to, I think it was 2019 or so, we decided to get some community members together, talk about how can we offer something. And we did through the schools. That was a 4-part series that was offered to students in high school. So our main focus was going to be just in that sort of teen age, on the journey to independence, that road. We wanted to be able to find ways to help them with communication, to help them with bouncing back from failure, being able to receive feedback, some of the intangible, what we call soft skills, but gee whiz, they're really even more your life and essential. So we offered that, and that really took us from 2019 into 2020. What was interesting, this is kind of a sidebar, we didn't realize was we set this series up just to focus on the students. And then we realized, okay, there's going to be some parents who are going to want to see what we're doing. They probably will want to attend. Maybe we should have something for a few of those parents that might want to be a part of it. It turns out every one of the parents wanted to come. So for each of these sessions, we had 200 and some, then with volunteers, 220 something people showing up on an evening for a couple of hours. We would separate the students into smaller groups off learning these areas of skills. And then we'd have the parents with a presenter that might be talking about parenting skills or ideas for, what the schools are offering that maybe they don't know about that can help with confidence building or, support for their student. And that was amazing. And then COVID. So we were supposed to do our fourth and final session in March of 2020. And so we did finish it virtually, which was a nice little shift. But that moved us into a couple of years of back and forth waiting for the schools and the students and parents to feel comfortable. We did virtual training throughout those couple of years. And since 2022 and into 2023, everything has changed. And our ability to be in front of students and offer workshops to them has just exploded. So that kind of brings you into the here and now.
The here and now. You talked about sessions. Give us an idea of what a session might look like.
So we want to make sure, and really this is stemming from the kind of training that I offer for adults, because we're all kind of wired up the same, that we need to be, whatever we're teaching the students needs to be taught in a fun and engaging way. What's interesting about the schools where, there's math and reading and all the things that the kids know that they need to know in order to go to college or to move into a profession. Some of these skills, they don't know they don't know they don't know them. They don't know they need to know them. And so what would happen would be parents would sign them up, say, to come and attend something. And sometimes the students were like, what am I doing here? And what we realized is we needed to teach them the value of knowing how to do these things and what a difference that will make when they want to get a part-time job or they want to do different kinds of whether it's interviewing to go to college or interviewing for a sports team they want to be a part of. All of these skills are the same. So the workshops themselves are, again, highly engaging. Sometimes they're 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes they might be a couple of hours based on the topic. We have one on car care that's 2.5 hours. That's where they're really rolling up their sleeves and they're playing, looking at how to change an oil or how to at least check it and how to change a tire and those kinds of things. So it's highly experiential. And sometimes we are doing a series. This will be the 4th year that we've done mock interview preparation. Wow. So the kids, locally and in several of the counties that we do this education, do these mock interviews. They're usually from Pathways. They're attending, and that's part of what they have to fulfill is to do these mock interviews. Well, if you've never interviewed before, how would you know? And so even though their teachers are doing a great job of trying to tell them these things, we'll come in and do a day-long, 7 periods in each of the high schools to teach them that. And so that's a quickie. It's 45 minutes, but it's how to dress for success, how to pay attention to what your website looks like, or not your website, your resume looks like, and how to prepare for the questions that, even in the mock interview, that people are going to be asking them. So all of that in different settings. We do a leadership workshop. We're doing that partnering with Meals by Grace and some of the kids who attend that. So they're entertaining, they're fun, they're really casual, but they are around a particular topic usually that's either social, emotional, or tactical, practical.
Ooh, tactical and practical. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that something as simple as the car care. Definitely a young woman or a lady, of course, should know how to check their fluids, change a tire, all the things that you're showing. And again, not everybody had a parent that could show them how to do that. I do have to ask, is Tom involved in that?
He is.
Oh, I knew it, Mr.
Is.
Burgess.
Yes.
Shout out to Tom and Christian Brothers.
Yes.
They definitely take care of my Honda. So exactly, I'm reading here on your website. So workforce readiness workshops for students and young professionals to prepare them for life in the real world. You yourself have children. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, you were talking about the concept of this. You recognized the need. Where was that born inside of you though?
Well, okay. So some of it started with the fact that whenever I'd heard kids these days, that it would rub me the wrong way. I mean, I would start becoming defensive because as I was raising teenagers here in North Georgia, and I'm moving them into what would be adulthood, I was starting to be offended when someone will call, kids these days, and so I thought, okay, there's got to be something that we can do, and yes, parenting has shifted. There are things that we're asking of students we didn't used to once they get into school. There's some misunderstanding about when we talk about these skills missing as to why they're missing. Sometimes people will say, well, parents should do more and schools should do more. And the truth is probably yes to both of those. But what we're noticing is they're missing some of these things. And for the schools, in all fairness, they're just focused so much on academia. They're with the pressures to do that. They don't have the schedule to do it. And most kids are so focused on organizations and sports and things that their schedule is very full. So taking the time to do it and really recognizing that we're all kind of something shifted in our parenting. We're missing the ball here. And we're doing a disservice to an entire generation. So how do we somewhere come up alongside the schools and the parents and say, okay, we've got you. We're going to cover some of these things. Maybe you've been saying it forever as a parent and your kids roll your eyes, but sometimes it takes someone from the outside to come say it again. That can help them see the value of learning this skill. So that's been our mission. And to me, that as a parent, again, I know I only have so much sway. And if somebody, my child or I have adult children now, comes along and says the exact same thing and they listen to them, I am just fine with that.
Super excited. We'll talk about funding because you are a nonprofit and obviously there's a cost associated with some of your programming. What does that look like for someone that wants to participate, and how can people that are listening help you?
Thank you. Great question. There's several different ways. Yes, we do offer, where there's a fee for it. And there's some of the programs that we offer, parents can sign their student up for them. Car care is one. Financial literacy is one. Some of these are through, Parks and Rec. We do them through Parks and Rec here in Forsyth County, but also in Johns Creek area. So those are great ways they can just sign their student up. We also offer them to clubs and organizations where the students already are in a group. We offer them to the schools, and those may be for a certain fee for a group. Now, there are a lot of students in the area that can't afford that, or there might be a group or a school that they don't have extra income to be able to take care of that. So we actually started a new ambassador program, and that is where individuals or companies that know the value of time spent with their future workforce are coming alongside us. So when we have an organization and they say, and there's some schools in the northern counties that we serve that are like, we'd love you here all the time, we just can't afford it. Mm-hmm. So then we turn around to our ambassadors and they can sponsor a particular group. There are some groups here in the county that are other nonprofits, and we want to always say yes. So ambassadors are helping us there too. So if we have a need, we have a particular group that we know we want to do, you're now making us end goals and vision boarding with them, but they can't pay for that. So we're turning to an ambassador to say, hey, listen, we've got this need. They'd really love to have it. Would you come alongside us and help? And they are. And it's a great opportunity to pull together the resources and to help those in the community that can't afford it. Mm-hmm.
Is that why I saw Mr. Derek Brooks on LinkedIn handing you guys a sponsorship check? Did he?
It was.
Ambassador? Is he an ambassador?
He is absolutely an ambassador. He was our first board chairman and probably one of the most influential leader that has been, alongside us and helping us. So we absolutely love Derek. He it was the Lanier Rotary that gave us a portion of whenever they do the Down and Derby. Mm-hmm. We are blessed by that as well. And so yes, that will go right to some organization or group that we want to say yes to that can't pay for it otherwise.
I love the Derby. Every year it's fantastic, and I support that Derby as a sponsor, so I'm thrilled to know that you are one of the nonprofits that the yield is distributed to.
Yeah. This community is super generous.
Super generous. Mm-hmm. Jackie, you have an interesting background that really kind of helps enhance your ability to give legs to this project. So tell us a little bit about your personal background and how that kind of influences and helps you carry this mission along.
Oh, thank you. I actually, by trade, was supposed to be in broadcasting, so I have a journalism degree, but through the years, what I recognized was my desire to teach adults, and so for the last 25, 30 years, I have been in different positions and started my own company that does training and development and my sweet spot is middle leaders. So those that are moving their way up the ladder and are needing to find out more about leadership skills and communication, and all the skills that we're teaching the students really are the same skills that every one of us needs in the workplace. Mm-hmm. And so as the years kind of moved along, that I started raising my family, but gave me flexibility to be able to help companies on my schedule. And over the last 15 years, I actually had an opportunity to be the first group that went through the certification for John Maxwell's leadership, to be a leadership trainer there. I'm certified to teach what we call Change Cycle. That's been around for 30 years, and an amazing way to teach people just in their human interaction, and specifically in the workplace, why people think, feel, and behave the way they do during times of change. And so it's been a great service to be able to pass along. And then the last 10 years really has been focused on, been an instructor at the University of North Georgia in the continuing ed department, and teaching other professionals that come and we partner with UNG to be able to bring the same kind of training to them.
So tell me what's on the horizon for BMore. We're rounding the end of 2024, so 2025, fresh year.
Yeah.
What is on the horizon, and what can people in the community look forward to?
So 2020, so we're on a school year calendar,
yes.
but when you look at that, just over the last 2 years, we have had an opportunity to be up in front of 10,000 teens and adults.
Wow.
Teaching these skills. Our goal going into the second semester, we actually are doing some incredible work with Forsyth County Schools, but also with DFACS. Mm-hmm. We did a whole thing for the foster program to get the kids ready. They have a YES program that's like youth employment service, that they're really trying to give them all of that knowledge. And we helped them this summer. We're going to help them in second semester. We are working alongside several other nonprofits, again, like Mentor Me, Meals by Grace, even Family Promise, to be providing the same kind of skill building that they could either help students or adults. So we've got lots of things planned. We have a lot more that we want to grow. We're looking for some extra instructors. So if anybody has a real heart for teens and would like something to really give back, we're looking for people who maybe from education or something that's put them up in front of kids before, yeah. Yeah. So we're doing lots and lots of that. We are going to be fulfilling some grants that are coming along that'll allow us to be able to do some things up in Dawson County and in Hall County, in the Gainesville City Schools, and actually starting to do some things in Johns Creek and move into Fulton and one day Gwinnett. But even if in North Fulton, we can be able to help out some of the schools. So some of the things, if you are have a student organization, whether it's through a church or a club or sports or a social group, a civic group could be, and you might like some of this programming, then we would love to help you. If your student is at a private school, one of our real missions is to be able to come alongside the private schools as well. So if anybody has information or would like to pass along what we're doing to someone they know, that would be great. They can reach out to me at jackie@bmorelearning.org.
And that website, if you guys want to learn more or give it a Google, is MORELEARNING.org. Jackie Martin, the founder and executive director. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Special thanks to our partners at Commercial Capital Limited for supporting the Nonprofit Nation podcast series. Commercial Capital Limited is your one-stop shop for commercial financing needs. Visit commercialcapitalltd.com to learn more about the types of programs and loans that they fund, types of properties they finance, and the documents needed to underwrite and process a loan in under 48 hours. Contact the experts at 770-908-1672 or email the team info@commercialcapitalltd.com.